big, beautiful, gray beast who thrilled racegoers in the early 1990s. His name was Holy Bull, and he was an absolute beast on the racetrack, putting together an amazing, if unfortunately cut short, racing career. Born in January of 1991, the son of Great Above was bred and owned by Rachel Carpenter, seen here with her longtime trainer, Warren Jimmy Kroll. Sadly, Carpenter never got a chance to see the greatest horse her operation ever bred. She died on the very day that Holy Bull made his first start, and a winning one at that, as a 2-year-old on August 14th, 1993, at Monmouth Park. In her will, she left all of her horses to the ownership and care of Jimmy Kroll, and the career of both Jimmy, whose only other horse of note to that point had been the brilliant Mr. Prospector, and the Bull took off for the heights of stardom. After that maiden win, and an easy allowance score at Belmont Park, Holy Bull jumped into the big leagues by racing in the Grade 1 Belmont Futurity. There, he would meet the also undefeated phenom of the Saratoga Summer, the Hare. The Hare had won all 3 of his stakes races for 2-year-olds at the Spa, with spectacular bursts of speed in the stretch that left fans awestruck and thinking he could be the next big superstar. Holy Bull had other ideas, though, over that muddy going at Belmont Park.
Prenup is second, and De Hare is getting on track, and here he comes on the outside, but he has to catch Holy Bull with less than a furlong to run. De Hare on the outside is second, as Holy Bull continues to hold on. De Hare giving his all as they come down to the line, and it is Holy Bull! Holy Bull holds on by a diminishing half length.
Not being nominated as a foal, Holy Bull skipped the Breeders' Cup and won a stakes race in Florida to close out his 2-year-old season. He got a little rest and recuperation, and then went on to get ready for his pursuit of the Run for the Roses the following May. That campaign with a game win in the Hutchinson Stakes, followed by his first defeat in the Fountain of Youth after getting caught in a speed duel early and having some breathing difficulties develop as well. Trainer Kroll adjusted his equipment to prevent the breathing issue, and as you can see, the real Holy Bull, in the words of jockey Mike Smiths, returned with a vengeance to win the Florida Derby.
4.5 now, 5-length lead. The battle will be for second. Halo's Image ride the rails and go for Gin. A dramatic performance this afternoon by Holy Bull by 5, tight for second.
After amounted to basically a tune-up prep in a very easy win in the Bluegrass, he was made the favorite for the 1994 Kentucky Derby. Derby dreams were not to be, though, as he broke a little sluggish, never really found his rhythm, and finished back in the pack in the slop at Churchill. He was treated for a possible bacterial infection after that, so perhaps he was just not at his bullish best on that first Saturday in May.
Rallying on the far outside, American chances there. Tinner's
Kroll had what some would say was a much more ambitious next start plan for him. The Met Mile at Belmont. It was a race that often featured the best milers in the country, and he would be a 3-year-old going against some of the top older horses as well. Holy Bull seemed in another dimension for this race, though, going to the front and pulling away to an impressive 5-length win.
Devil is due his 4th, but it's Holy Bull, hand ridden by Mike Smith, and he'll go on to a magnificent Met Mile. Holy Bull by 5.
Skipping the final jewel of the Triple Crown, Holy Bull went on to win the Dwyer and the Haskell before getting the toughest test of his life in the Midsummer Derby, the Travers Stakes. Many had wondered if he truly could get a 1.25 miles after his flop in the Derby. This race defined the greatness of Holy Bull, though, and will be a race call that will live on in racing lore for the ages. And to show how amazing that performance was, note that it was 17 lengths back to the 3rd place finisher, Tabasco Cat.
It is Holy Bull who runs an eye-opening 3/4 in 1:10-3, and he rounds the far turn with a 4-length lead. Unaccounted for has now moved into second. Tabasco Cat is still 7 lengths from the lead, and Concern begins to hit his best stride. He has 10 lengths to make up, and Mike Smith lets the bull roll. He's in front by 5 as they come to the quarter pole, but there is cause for concern. Concern comes on second on the outside. Tabasco Cat is well behind in 3rd. They're coming down to the final furlong. Mike Smith asking Holy Bull for everything he has. Concern is coming hard under Jerry Belly. It's still Holy Bull. desperately trying to hold. Concern of final thrust, but it is Holy Bull, as game as a racehorse can be, coming down to the wire. Holy Bull wins! What a hero! Concern came to him at the end, and it was 15 lengths back to a Belmont Stakes winner.
One more win against older horses in the Woodward Stakes closed out the racing season for the Bull. Kroll felt his charge needed a rest after a tough campaign and elected to once again bypass the Breeders' Cup. That 8-win season was more than enough, though, to earn him Champion 3-year-old and Horse of the Year honors in 1994. 95 was looking to be a bright year for Holy Bull, as he set his sights on defending his title of Horse of the Year. There was another older horse that was also emerging at this time, though, and his name was Cigar. The racing world was thrilled at the possibility of a rivalry between the two. The fans got their wish, but only for about a half mile when the two squared off in the Don Handicap at Gulfstream Park. Holy Bull was suddenly pulled up along the backstretch.
4.5 lengths. Primitive Hall is running in third. Bonus Money is fourth. It's another 4 back to Danville, and Virginia Rapids alongside him. Holy Bull stopped. Holy Bull stopped suddenly, and Cigar has taken the lead. An astonishing development here. Mike Smith is pulling up Holy Bull down the backstretch.
Suffering a bowed tendon, he could have been brought back to the races as a 5-year-old after a long rest for the remainder of that 1995 season, but Kroll had felt that he was too valuable of a horse to risk it, and he was officially retired. In that race, it was almost as if Holy Bull was passing the torch to Cigar on the backstretch that afternoon, for we all know what kind of career Cigar went on to have. As a sire, Holy Bull was able to pass his genes on to a son who accomplished what he could not, when Giacomo won the Derby at 50-1 in 2005. He also produced 2000 juvenile champ Macho Uno and went on to be a very successful broodmare sire. Sadly, we just recently lost the great bull to the infirmaries of old age in June of last year. In 1990, a stakes race was inaugurated at Gulfstream Park called the Preview Stakes, to take the place on the Derby Trail of the Flamingo Stakes, which was no longer being run after the closure of Hialeah. In 1996, in honor of his induction into the Hall of Fame, the race was renamed the Holy Bull Stakes, and today it serves as an important first prep of the year for a lot of those newly minted 3-year-olds in their quest for glory and roses in May.
Then comes My Golden Song.
The horse to turn that Holy Bull Derby double was none other than the amazing Barbaro, who turned this gutsy win in the slop into roses a few months later, before running in that ill-fated Preakness Stakes that will always be etched in our memory.
Barbaro leads by a length and a half. Great Point is charging from the back of the pack. Barbaro is in front. Great Point tries to pass them all, but he can't pass Barbaro.
This education segment brought to you by Thorofan. Check out Thorofan.com to learn everything about this amazing sport we call thoroughbred racing, and to become a member today. Thorofan, giving the fans a voice.